You gotta love a beautiful sunrise out here in the desert, good cup of coffee, camping and getting ready to go wheeling with some good friends. This is gonna be a great adventure. For the next 4 days, we're gonna be out here in the northern part of Death Valley, and we're gonna go explore some ghost towns, some old mines, do some wheeling, do some camping, and eat some great food because Marco's gonna be cooking up some chow. This is gonna be a great adventure, and I'm so glad you guys are joining us. Stay tuned. Welcome to TrailRecon. I'm Brad, and today we are out in Death Valley, and we're going to have an awesome adventure for the next 4 days, doing some exploring to some places I've never been. Now, we got here late last night, very late, actually arrived to camp about 11:30 last night, and the winds were howling. We went 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. It was dusty. We were getting beat down pretty bad. This morning, still a little breezy, but it's supposed to die down the rest of the trip. It should be beautiful weather out here. And our good friend, Jim from Dynatrack, has been coming out here since the 80s, and he knows some of the really cool hidden spots to go explore. So we're gonna go hit some of the trails most people don't know about, go find some mines, go find some old abandoned buildings, some cabins, some ghost towns. This is gonna be an awesome 4 days. Marco's out here with us, my buddy Josh is out here with us. It's just gonna be a good time. So we're gonna drink a little more coffee, air down, pack up, and then we'll be hitting the road here soon. Our Death Valley adventure kicked off about 20 miles north of the town of Trona, and over the next 4 days, we're gonna be exploring the northern half of this beautiful national park. But I can tell you that 4 days is not enough. There is so much to see out here, and to be able to enjoy it all, you need to plan on coming for at least a week or schedule multiple visits to the park. Death Valley is the largest national park in the lower 48 states, and it has recorded the hottest temperature on Earth reaching over 130 degrees. But many people often think of Death Valley as this barren, hot wasteland. But on our trip, you will see just how diverse the terrain and the plant life really is out here. Along the way, we're going to find ourselves in elevation below sea level and up in the mountains with the snow. At times, we are cruising down some dusty dirt roads, and other times we are going to be navigating our way through some majestic rocky canyons. And the history of this place and the old mines and cabins that are still standing make this a must-visit destination for any overlander. Okay, it's time to make our way to the first point of interest. Jim, this is cool, man. I love this old mining stuff and all these old relics. Where are we at?
All right, so this is the Minnetonka mine. This is a pretty big operation in its day, and the cabin here is really in great shape. There's a lot of cabins and mine structures in Panamint Valley, pretty much on both sides of the valley. If you go up into the canyons, there's just mines and cabins and places to stay. You know, back in when I started coming out here in the very early 80s, there was a lot of those cabins were in significant decay. You know, some of these mines were operating as much as up into the late 20s and 30s of the 1900s, and so they eventually became abandoned. There's no more work going on, and then they just fell apart. But now a lot of people are adopting the cabins. They're fixing them up, putting glass back in the windows, making sure the doors close so that the wind doesn't blow it apart, make sure the roof doesn't leak so it doesn't decay. So you can stay in all these cabins, which is awesome. You know, it's great, especially on a windy night. It's a great place.
It's awesome, dude. Thanks for bringing us here. I cannot wait to see more of this stuff. Having the opportunity to still have access to these old buildings, mines, and relics that were once built by hand is really a true privilege. please, if you do visit these sites in Death Valley, be responsible and help ensure these are preserved for future generations. Now, just a short drive up the mountain from the cabin, and there are 2 very large mines you can still access. It's important to remember that these mines are old, and if you decide to enter, do so with caution and at your own risk. These old mines are fragile and in a little disrepair, but are very interesting to explore and think about what it must have been like to work in these mines decades ago.
Like a Swiss cheese in here. Check it out. Go ahead. Let's go in there and look up to your right.
This one goes way down there, and there's a plank, like a platform to walk across there.
Huh. Cool. Just goes forever.
You can't see anything.
You can't see anything over here?
Tall, man.
See, that's why I can't see mine. Look at that, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa. Can you imagine crawling down to that every day and hauling buckets of dirt up?
No way.
And then you were around this
I was
corner.
around that corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Look down there, Brad. So you see?
Holy cow, it goes way down there. All those planks.
Yeah.
The second mine we explored was much larger and tunneled deep into the mountain with several offshoots. We didn't explore it all, but we could have easily spent a lot more time here. Can you imagine the labor that went into digging all of this out with pitchforks, shovels, buckets, wooden carts, and probably a good supply of dynamite? Lots of hard work has gone into building these tunnels with the hopes of striking it rich.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
I think this one probably would connect it up.
I absolutely love old buildings and mines like this that are still accessible, and there is a lot more to see out here in Death Valley. This is pretty cool. I can't imagine the people that used to live here working these mines in the hot summer and the cold winters, but waking up to this beautiful view, boy, I'll tell you what, that's got to make it worth it. Okay, Jim is getting ready to head out, and we're going to go to another mine, which is about 30 minutes away. A lot more to see, guys. This is awesome so far. All right, guys, so we made it up here to Lookout City, which is really just shows you just how vast this area is. And it's really beautiful. You got to take a look at the geology up here. It's just so unique. Now, we're going to head out of here and go to another mine here after we finish up lunch. And then the plan is to go get some fuel and get to camp before dark. And lunch was simple, but I know Marco, buddy, you got something special planned for dinner. What do you got?
It's either carne asada tortas or meatballs.
Oh, dude, either one sounds good. So dinner's gonna be great, but we got still some more miles to put in today. Our next stretch of trail would take us up to the well-known defense mine, and would not only be one of the most challenging sections of the trip, but would also leave us with a few new bumps and bruises along the way. And we're pretty sure this section of our trip was the cause of our first vehicle breakage, but more on that soon. The trail up to the defense mine is rugged, and it requires high clearance and excellent tire placement. But the reward, once you get to the top, is well worth the effort. All right, let's get after it for a minute. All right, buddy, that was pretty rough coming up, but that was a lot of fun. What'd you think?
A lot of fun, yeah. It's a nice trail.
Yeah.
Super cool.
You had to use lockers a few times?
Yes.
And we were
I
stacking
think all
rocks.
the time.
Yeah, and we were stacking rocks.
Yes.
Not for the faint of heart, but worth it when you come up here and see this view and this beautiful mine. Jim, thanks for bringing us up here, buddy.
You're welcome.
This is awesome. Now we're going to go explore some more inside a mine.
That's right.
Let's do it. The defense mine was discovered in 1885 and largely produced lead, but there were some traces of silver, copper, and gold found here. The mill is still in great condition, considering it's well over 100 years old. It's a bit of an uphill hike to get access to the mine opening, so watch your step along the way. But if you decide to make your way up, you are rewarded with another series of tunnels, and this mine is much larger than the last one we just visited. So if you're going to explore, be sure to remember which way you went so you can easily find your way back out. I like the train tracks, it's cool. Oh, look at all the dynamite holes.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
This is a hard rock mine. A lot of explosives to get this far.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Made of steel.
That's cool. Oh yeah, that is a all steel structure, huh? Totally cool.
There's some kind of dead ends back there, but
Oh yeah, still got some equipment and stuff in here?
not much.
Yeah, it's been scattered.
Yeah.
People just leaving
This is
notes.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. A little split in the train tracks. Goes off over there. Oh, there's another door. Another doorway back there.
Look up there.
Big old structure up here. Check this out. Oh, watch your step. Oh yeah, oh, look at that. Way up there. So obviously there was a little cave in here, and then Jim's just pointing out it's another fork in the road. So you got to really pay attention to where you're going, because we've been taking a left, right, left. So
You know they were all productive because they went and put rail down.
yeah.
There's a ladder. Ladder down there. Gotta at least go to the ladder.
And then there's a switchback staircase that goes that way.
Holy cow. That goes way up there.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Brad, you're first.
Not me, dude. You know I don't do heights.
Yeah, did you see the bat back there?
Yeah, the bat was cool. Thankfully there's only one.
I know, not a whole swarm.
Right. Well, guys, the defense mine is definitely worth the trip up here. Jim, thank you so much for bringing us. This is awesome. That thing goes and goes. We could have spent another hour at least exploring this thing. So very cool. All right, now the plan is we've got to work our way down this mountain. That should be fun, but we're not going to film it because we need to go get gas and we need to find camp because that sun is going to set soon. So off we go, and then Marco's cooking dinner.
Marco just knows the fork, the spatula, and the knife on your logo. Pretty cool. And I'm standing there for like 5 or almost 10 minutes thinking, what did he do? He left me. And out comes Bill Hayes. You know, that guy's a legend in clutches and drag racing and...
So we're tapping off our fuel because we have a long day tomorrow, and Josh was pulling over here and he heard a pop, and unfortunately got some bad news. Got a broken tie rod. Good news is we're in a parking lot. The bad news is nobody has a tie rod, so we're gonna have to sort this out. The tie rod shaft bolt had been sheared right off, so there really is no trail repair for this situation. But while we were waiting to get this all sorted, Marco does what he does best and made us some nice sandwiches. Okay, so after about an hour and a half of making some phone calls, Josh has the part on its way, but it's not going to be here until about 11 or 12 tonight. He's got a friend bringing it, which is going to be perfect. Which means that tonight, well, we were broke down at a gas station, which is across the street here in Panamint Springs, and there just happens to be a campground right on the other side of the street, because where we were going to be camping is about 45 minutes away. That's not going to work, so we're going to be camping at a campground, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, we're gonna be cooking
We're
tonight.
going to be cooking dinner tonight. This is a nice little spot. It's quiet. There's no 40-mile-an-hour winds tonight.
Nope.
So I think we're good. We're going to have a great night, guys. We're going to relax, eat some good food, and then tomorrow we're going to continue on with our adventure with a new tie rod. All right, Marco, I know you're deep in produce prep, but I have never had a Mexican meatball. Tell me what is in a Mexican meatball.
Okay. Is ground beef.
Okay.
Okay. Parsley, onion, egg, salt and pepper, and then you boil some eggs. You cut them in 4 parts, and you make the meatballs with egg inside. And then you cook it on the scuttle, grill a little bit, and then you make this sauce with chipotle and tomato paste.
Oh, dude, I always love your sauces.
This is actually my wife's recipe, though.
Oh, so you don't get credit for tonight's dinner?
No.
Yeah, you
This
do,
is my
buddy.
wife's.
You're making an amazing dinner at camp. You totally get credit for it. Marco's motto is, it's super easy to make, and when you list out all the ingredients of this meal, it really is. He hard-boiled some eggs, chopped up some parsley and some onion, and added it to the meat. Chopped up some tomatoes and peppers for the red sauce using his blender. Cooked up some white rice, and then prepared the meatballs with that 1/4 hard-boiled egg in the middle and cooked them up on the scuttle. I'll just add that the aroma of all this was amazing.
So this isn't like some Joe Compute truck stop stuff, is it?
No.
Like Denny Moore, it's just never going to be the same. Is that a fine supper or what? Look at that. Just like eating around the edges. I got to have the whole Magilla.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it looks great. Don't you think?
Oh man.
All right. Oh man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is awesome. Wow.
Once again, Marco worked his magic with a savory meal at camp. While our plans this evening didn't go as expected, our spirits were still high. A great day on the trail, good friends at camp, a delicious meal, and thinking about what new adventures await for us in the next couple days was exciting. Next time on TrailRecon, we get Josh's Jeep back on the road, visit some historical sites, find some unexpected snow along the way, check out some of the unique quirks that the desert has, and enjoy some camaraderie and some more good food around camp. We'll see you in the next video.